So Terry, this is a video I was going to show you. The grass is not, this little section right here is doing great. If everything was doing like this, we would be in good shape. Because, I mean, we weeded it, but it does block out some of the weeds when it's growing that thick. It does kind of take over. And we're putting down the mulch on this other, but you can see on this side, and not all these grasses are plugs. Some of these grasses are natural, but so many of them didn't survive or didn't grow. We lost our pattern, so I can't really tell. We can't really tell which ones were planted and which ones are native, but I'm kind of leaving anything that looks like grass just because I want something to grow in here. But we've weeded this at least 3 times, and I'm talking weeds, pile of weeds that are, you know, 4 foot high piles, and then hoping that these grasses will grow. And I'll show you over here, like down in here, they're not, that's all just natural grass. And I mean, we weeded this last week and it's already, you can see it's coming back up. But the problem is, here's our grasses, and they just aren't growing. I mean, we weed, and I mean pull them out by the roots kind of weed, and then of course we're watering, and then the weeds grow up and take over again, and so we weed it again, and then same thing happens. These grasses are not growing, and as you can see, we lost them in here. There should be a pattern through here. We've lost these, and these they seem fairly healthy for, you know, what they are, but they're just tiny and they won't grow. And they're, you know, I mean, they're in there, they're nice, they're in there real nice, and it's moist down here. We're watering every 3 days. Tonight is the next watering, so this is about as dry as it gets. And we've had 90-degree days, but you can see there's moisture here. It's not dry. And like I say, this is as dry as it gets because it waters tonight, and then it'll stay, you know, like I say, every 3 days. But you can see, like those are doing good. Those two. Those seem to be fine. It's a different kind of grass, I realize, but I mean, this was weeded out, and now we have to come back. As you can see, they've come back in, but you can see the plugs are just, they're not much bigger than when we put them in, and it's I forgot when we planted these, but I'm pretty sure we went through a winter, didn't we? Yeah. So we've been through a cool season. And this was completely weeded. And this is after a couple, 2-3 weeks, they're back again. Because, you know, there's nothing stopping them. Now, these grasses are a little bit bigger, but still nowhere where they should be, I would think. And so you can see the pattern here. We actually have a pattern, but they're just stunted, and I can tell they're not thriving like they should be. Or, you know, maybe they shouldn't be right now, but they should have earlier in the year, and they're just not growing. And so it doesn't really do any good to weed, because with the grasses not growing, the weeds just come right back. And these actually look dry over here, but like I said, they're getting watered every 3 days. And it hasn't been that hot. The last few days it has, but overall, it's been a fairly cool summer. These were doing a little better, but Now they're growing a little bit better in here, a little bit better. You can see them, but still not to the point where they're going to take over. And the weeds, as you can see, they just grow 10 times as fast. And these are suckers. These are willow suckers, and they're coming up. This was completely stripped right here. Those willows grow really fast. As you can see, they're all in here. But same thing right over here. It's just these, they're just not very big. So I don't know what, I just feel like after a certain point, it's almost like we're wasting time pulling weeds here, because we pull them and then they grow back, and the grasses are the exact same size they were when we started. So I don't mind pulling weeds, but after a while, I mean, Matt and Amy are just paying us to just be redundant out here. So anyway, and then this is the best spot in the whole landscape right here. If they were all like this, it'd be looking good. So anyway, here it is, and we're gonna keep mulching. We're gonna throw the mulch out here, but we mulched this last week, and I mean, it's not gonna stop the weeds. It might help. It kind of helps, but you can see them coming through. And when they get big enough, we'll pull them again. The plants are doing fantastic over here anyway. I mean, look at them. They're just thriving. Just thriving.